Shalom Israel. I wanted to do a quick video about the new moon, which is the full moon. This is a follow-up to the new moon video, the full moon video. Let me read the scripture so you can better understand. It says, for sun, moon, and stars being bright. See, the moon being bright and sent to do their offices are obedient. That moon has an office. Different offices, like being the director, and you got certain duties as the director, or you got certain duties as a governor. Those are offices that you hold. The new moon being bright holds an office. What office? To shine by night, to tell you when the feast days, when to start the feast days count, to blow the note that it's a new moon. That's the purpose of the new moon. See, the problem is some Israelites, they don't understand what new means. See, when you go buy a car, do you look for a dull car or a new bright paint job? You want a new car. But some Israelites are going there trying to do a dark moon. Let me show you a dark moon. That's what you'll see. Nothing but a black sky like everything else. Nothing special. That's a dark. Now let's go on over to a new moon. Let's see how beautiful the new moon is. See, that's a new moon. See how bright it is and beautiful? That's what a new moon is. Just like a new car. Just like going in the grocery store, you want something new. You don't want some old meat. That's why when you're buying meat and different things, you go and put the meat you go grab meat underneath the top meat, because you want to make sure no one touch your meat, or no one touch your chicken, or that you get a drink, you go grab a drink from behind the front drink. Why? Because you want it new. You want it shiny. When you go buy a diamond ring, you want a dull ring, or you want one that shine, that's new. You want an old car? When you go to buy a new car, if someone brings out a new car and the new car that they bring out is dull, got a dull paint job, would you gonna buy it? Or are you gonna say, hey, this ain't a new car? A new car is supposed to be shiny and bright and waxed. See, this is a new moon. It shines like the scriptures say. See, the moon is shining bright. That's what the scripture says. In Jeremiah 1:60, in the Apocrypha, it says, for sun, moon, and stars being bright and sent to do their office. In Psalms 81:3, it says, blow up the trumpet in the new moon in the time appointed on our solemn feast days. So we're supposed to blow it on our solemn feast days and in the new moon. Ecclesiasticus 43:5 says, great is the Lord that made it. He made this moon, and at his commandment runneth hastily. He made the moon also to serve in her season, for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. From the moon is the sign of feast. From the moon that's bright is the sign of feast. A light that decreases. See, the light is bright now. And then tomorrow, because the day is the new moon, tomorrow it'll start decreasing in its perfection. It'll start decreasing in its brightness. It's new right now. It's bright and shiny like a shiny car, brand new. It says, from the moon is a sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing. See, it's going to start decreasing, as it says, and then it'll go to dark, and then it'll start increasing until it get back to bright again and another new moon. That's what the scriptures say. It says it's bright, and that's bright. 2nd Ezra 6:38 says, and I said, O Lord, thou spakest from the beginning of the creation, even the first day, and saith thus, let heaven and earth be made, and thy word was a perfect word. So how did the Most High make the moon? And he made it perfect. He said he made it bright. See, it was bright when it was perfect. When he put the moon up, he didn't put a dark moon like this. He didn't put a sliver. He made it bright when he put it in the sky, a new moon. It says, and I said, O Lord, thou spakest from the beginning of the creation, even the first day, and saith, let heaven and earth be made, and thy word was a perfect work. 2 Ezra 6 and 45 and 46. Upon the fourth day thou commandest that the sun should shine. So the sun should shine and the moon give her light. Is this moon giving her light? It says that's what he did on the fourth day when it was perfect. Remember, it said God created everything perfect. It says he made the moon have light when it was perfect. Now you're saying, people are saying that he made it perfect when it was dark, or when there was a sliver where you can barely see light. That's not what the scriptures say. The scriptures say, upon the fourth day thou commandest that the sun should shine, and that the moon shall give light, and the stars should be in order, and gaveth them a charge to do service unto man that was to be made. See, before man was made, he said, I'm going to make the full moon, the new moon, when it's bright, to give service unto man, so man can know when to do their feast days, so man can know when the new month begins. Like I said, you're not going to get something new that's dirty or old. You want it nice and shiny and bright. You want to go into a store and to a car dealership, and they say this is a new 2023 car. You don't want it to be dull. You want it to be bright and shining, just like this moon is bright and shining. Let me bring it closer so you can see. See, that's a new moon. It's bright and it's shining. See, you don't see any darkness in it. That's the new moon right there. I'm zooming in. Look at that full new moon. It's bright as the scripture said it will be. That is the bright moon. See, look at it. Look at that moon. That is beautiful. And you all are trying to say that it's a dark moon, that this is the moon right here? Does that look like a moon? How will you know the feast days from looking? You think a sliver where there's a little bit of light is something special? That's not what the scriptures say. It says it was perfect when it shined. That's when it was perfect, and God made it perfect to do the office. It said, and gave them a charge to do service unto man that was to be made. God gave the moon to do service unto man that was getting ready to be made. And the service was also to keep the feast days, as the scriptures say. It said it was made for feast days. Okay? And you all think it's not made for feast days. Okay? Let me read it one more time so we can make sure we have it straight. Okay? From the moon is a sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. See, it says it's a light that decreaseth. This is the light, and it will begin to decrease after tonight. It's full, and it will decrease. This is a light that decreaseth. For sun, moon, and stars being bright. See, that's bright, not dark. It doesn't say for sun, moon, and stars being dark and sent to do their office. It says for the sun, moon, and stars being bright and sent to do their office, or obedient. See, the moon is obedient to do the office that it was commanded to do, which is to give Israel the light to know when the feast days is so. Ecclesiastes 43 and 6, it says also he made the moon as also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. Have you ever seen a dark sign? When you're going down the road, what if they made all the signs dark where you couldn't see it? Have you ever seen a dark sign? That doesn't make sense. You can get in a wreck if you got a dark sign. Huh? Wouldn't you get in a wreck if all the signs were dark, the lights that tell you to go at night were dark? Wouldn't what kind of sign is dark where you can't see it? This is a dark sign. Let me show you a dark sign. There's a dark sign. Now there's a stop sign up there. It's totally dark. There's a light. There's no light, and you go straight through that intersection and hit a car because the sign is dark. You can't have a dark sign. The signs are bright. You see green light, yellow light, red light. It's all bright, so you can see it to know to stop or to do whatever you need to do. You can't have a dark sign. That's why you don't have a dark moon. It's not a sign. You got to have a light so you can see it to be a sign. This is not a sign. This is a sign. No sign, sign. Okay? So with that, again, there is no sign if you can't see it. When you see a sign, it shows you something. This is not a sign. It's not showing you anything. This is showing you something. It's telling you the new month has begun, and it's time to start counting your feast days. And so this is just an example. I just want to do a quick video to show when the feast, that the new moon, which is this, when it's bright like a shiny car and not dull like an old car, it's new, not old. It didn't say the old moon, which would be the dark. It says the new moon when it's shining bright. Let me bring it close so you can see it. See that new moon? See how bright it is in the sky? Look at there. That's the new moon. And with that, I'll say shalom.